Hello everyone, welcome to the SketchUp Studio. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how we can create cinematic renders in Enscape for SketchUp very simple and easy. First of all, I'm going to press F on my keyboard and switch to the render number 3 in here. And now I can adjust my camera setting and render setting for creating some cinematic render from the detail and objects on this furniture, on this table. And also my target is this vase and also the vase in the background, just for showing the details of our decoration objects. So in this case, I'm going to click on the save frame in here and save frame will be activated for me. In the next step, I'm going to click on the visual setting and try to minimize Enscape in the right side, like that. And the SketchUp in the left side. And I want to move my visual setting here. Now I can work much easier. So I'm going to reduce the field of view as I can to the targeted area, for example, something like this. And also I can adjust the number manually, 49 degree. So I'm going to hold Shift and RMB and change the time of the day a little bit and hold Ctrl plus UNI and change the sun direction. Something like this can be really interesting. So I'm going to change it a little bit. Something like that, or like this one. I prefer to use this one, for example, 8:40 a.m. So increase the exposure a little bit to the 57. And for now, because we want to create final render, I suggest you to increase the rendering quality if you have a supportive system from the medium to the ultra mode. It helps you to calculate all the lights as a final stage, because in the medium mode and ultra mode there is some differences on light calculation and color calculation. So 57% is enough for my exposure. I can play with the focal point. I want to focus on this vase, so I'm going to move focal point a little bit near to my camera, 1.50 meter, and I'm going to increase the depth of field to create some blur areas in the background. So try to manage it on some professional number like 7%. It holds good balance between the focus area and float area. In the image bar, we have the auto contrast and also we have the saturation. I'm going to reset both of them for making more realistic render in here. If you reduce the saturation, you will see what will happen in your render. So it depends on you how you want to work with it. If you want black and white render, you can reduce it to the 0%. But I prefer to use 99 for this render. I'm going to increase the bloom a little bit, about 12, and lens flare is about 44. Coordinate is acceptable. In the atmosphere, everything is fine. Also, we have the shadow sharpness. If I increase the shadow sharpness, you will see we will have hard shadows in here. Also, it depends on you. If you want hard shadows, increase it. If you want soft shadows, decrease it. But for now, I think 14% is enough for my project. In the skybox, everything is fine. But if I click on the source and change it to the skybox and use the HDRI manually, the lighting system will be totally different. If you check the brightest point as the sun direction and try to rotate your HDRI, you will see what will happen. Now you have the sunlight from your HDRI and you can use it very simple. I try to use this one for my cinematic render, so I'm going to type 302 degree for my project. Output is fine. In here everything is checked. I can increase the brightness about 60% and time for the rendering. If I took it to the white mode, you can see what will happen in here. You will have some white render from your project, and if I click on this one and uncheck furniture, everything will be white for me. So I'm going to take one test render for the white render in here on my desktop. So I'm going to type white render. It will take some time and Enscape will render it for you with all the details. And next render will be a colorful render to see the changes and differences. So in this tutorial, you learned how to work with the some focus and flow, and also depth of field and field of view for making cinematic renders from the objects or assets that you have in your interior design project. So next item is the visual setting, and I want to switch it to the none mode, and I want to take also another render in here and call it render and save. If I click on the file explorer, I go to the desktop in here. I can find out these renders very simple and easy. It takes a bit of time and it will generate for us in a few seconds. Also, white render gives you this option to check your lighting in your rendering project. For example, you can see which places have the good lighting, also which places have some shadows. The white render helps you to see better detail and result of your objects and 3D models, also in the projects which are so important. And in the color mode render, you can find the exact situation of your render in your project. And also this is the colorful render, so I'm going to move it in here and this one here, and the choice is yours. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If this tutorial is useful for you, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Also, if you are a beginner in Enscape rendering, you can follow the link below this video and learn Enscape for free in a few sessions. Thank you and goodbye.